guys, welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be another Fairytale speed build, and this time we're creating a house for the Fairytale mermaid. I made a while back. I don't know why I said Fairytale in front of mermaid, just mermaid. I created a mermaid inspired sim a while back, like a couple of weeks, or I don't know. The link will be in the description and possibly in the eye on the corner on your screen if I remember. No promises though, but it will definitely be in the description. So this build actually turned out very different than I had in mind. You'll see what I mean with that in like 5 minutes or something. But my original idea was making a very small house and building an incredibly large pool around it. And I'm not building like any pathway to the house. I'm not sure if she can actually get to the house. I need to test that. This is part 1, by the way. So I will test that before I get to part 2, where I am decorating the inside of the house and like around the pool. I want to do some landscaping and all of that. Plant some trees and flowers or something. But I really like that idea because, well, I mean, obviously she is a mermaid, so she will probably prefer to be in water than to be in her house. So part of her house, or I don't know, house is a term I use very loosely in this situation, is actually outside on the little porch, I guess, deck, I don't know, the thing that's over the water that's outside. Like lots of it will be on there, like her dining table and her kitchen will probably all be there. Only her bedroom and her bathroom will be inside. And I think that's really cool. Like it's very different than any of the houses I've seen or that I've made, especially those that I've made, because you know, I haven't made that many actually. I really got into building when I started making YouTube videos. Before that I always just used standard houses that were already in The Sims, or I just didn't really care that much. I just sort of plunked down some boxes and I was like, yeah, that's it, cool, I have a kitchen now. So I wasn't really into building that much, even though I really wanted to be. I guess at some point I was searching for houses on the gallery, and then someone sort of pointed out to me that building should be part of the game, so you should be building your own houses. That's like a really big part of this game. And I was looking at water types here. I was debating using like the green or like brownish water just to make it look more natural, but I also really didn't like the fact that it looks so gross. To be honest. So I ended up using this one, which is actually pretty fitting because it has like rose petals in it. And the story I told in my Create a Sim video, if you haven't seen that, is that she sort of like is very romantic, I guess. She seems very romantic and then she kind of lures you in and then she kills you. Great. She's not a nice mermaid. So the rose petals sort of fitted because maybe she, in her like evil self, she could like lure men or women, whatever, into the water and then drown them or something like that. This is like started out really fun and like, yay, mermaids, and then I'm like, she kills people. Which is just great. I don't know, I didn't want every single thing to be like happy and rainbows and unicorns. I wanted something. Oh, I should totally create a unicorn sim. Oh my god, that is so making the list of sims I want to create for this series. Unicorn sims. Why haven't I thought of that before? Why am I so stupid? I want to make an entire family of unicorns and then make an entire let's play around them. Oh my god. Okay, sorry. Just had a little bit of a mental breakdown over the idea of unicorn sims. So in the rest of this video I'll be continuing building the outside of the house. But in the next video I'm doing the interior and I'm doing all the stuff around the pool. You can see like a little border around the pool where there's some room for plants and trees. And I really want to decorate it because now it looks like a very square thing, and I want it to look more natural. I think I'm actually cutting off the corners too to make it look more rounded, and then I am putting rocks around the entire thing, which you will see that in the next video that will be up in a couple of days. So at this point I was struggling a bit because I just didn't know what to do with it, and then I was like, maybe more of it should be outside since she likes to be outside. And then I ended up removing all of the walls, and that's where the idea sort of came from, to make it sort of like a elevated, I don't know if that's a word, I hope it is, house that's like leaning on pillars. I'm just spinning around seeing if all the walls are removed, sorry. And yeah, I just kind of put in those pillars, and I put in a staircase to like the little balcony there. And now it's just like a little square on top of pillars, and it's really so simple, but it looks so interesting, at least in my opinion. I also changed the color of the walls at some point. I made it white, like a wooden thing, and I put in lots of windows because I feel like she would feel kind of trapped inside like walls, because she's used to being in the ocean where she can swim anywhere, even though I would feel very trapped. Like one of my biggest fears, and this is so random, is being under the ocean, because it just feels so claustrophobic. I don't know if that's a word in English, but we're going with it. I just, that feels trapped to me, but I can also see why she would feel trapped in like 4 walls. Especially because it's like a really low thing. And in this build I actually used like the half roof. You'll see what I mean in a second, but I've never used that before. I don't think I've ever used that roof before, so I was really excited that it actually looked really good. Okay, so back to the trapped in the ocean thing. At one point in my biology class, we were watching a documentary about like sea life, and the camera was like slightly underwater. You couldn't see the rest of the world, you could just see like everything under the water, but it was like really at like surface level. And it looked so terrible that I had to stop watching it. I just walked out of the classroom because I couldn't stand watching that. Which is such a weird thing to be scared of, especially if you aren't there. But it just, it made me very anxious. And I still don't know why, but I guess that's a fear of mine now. So in this video I put in a door. I was playing around with windows and doors now, and they're all glass, and there were like lots of them, so she could look out into the world and not feel very trapped. But at the front I actually put in a door, which is the usual thing to do, but I think I am going to switch that out to arches, like open arches, so she could really feel like she would be outside. And I think I'm just putting in like 3 next to each other to really make that like an open space. So that's what I'm changing in the next video, just so you know. But for now it looks fine like this too. I mean, I really like it. So I'm now just looking for windows to be on the side of the building, and my first idea was to put in a lot of glass, like make it like an entirely glass wall, completely covered by windows. But I actually ended up putting in those windows that I'm putting in now, because they're going like outside of the building. I don't know how to explain that, but you can see it, and it just makes it look more interesting, especially because obviously this house is just a square, and it's sort of covered by the fact that it's elevated, and you know, that makes it look very interesting. But it's still a square, so. And also the roof, it really helps with it, because the roof kind of makes it look more rounded and not so square-like. But in the end it's still a square, so it does need to have some like design details to make it look more like not a square. I don't know where I'm going with this, but let's just wrap up this video. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Goodbye!